The news story this morning is that Chuck Carver died unexpectedly last night near his home in Lidditz. It's about 4 hours south of the valley. He chose to go there because that's where his boys have set up shop and gotten married and started careers and had boys of their own. And as Todd's been telling us, Chuck finally, as Todd coached Chuck into retirement, really to everyone's benefit at that point. I mean, he deserved to take a break and be with family and not be sitting in a town hall meeting, a borough meeting or whatever, even as much as he probably really liked being in those meetings. I don't know of anybody that really likes being in those meetings, but Chuck would be one of those guys. To spend some time with family and Michelle and not get up at, God, what time did he get up in the morning to do the morning show? He was an old school dude. So,
oh yeah, I think as he neared retirement, it became a little later. It must have been like 5 a.m. before he got here. But in the early days, it was 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say he told me 4.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
No thanks, man.
Yeah,
he got to sleep in a bit and relax. And I think Michelle posted a picture of him falling asleep on the chair out on the front porch of their place in Lidditz. Mm-hmm. Can we get you a pair of headphones, please?
Sure.
So that you can hear, and I don't know if you want to, that'll reach, or if whatever here, but we have a headphone shortage. We didn't expect to have many guests in the studio because there's still a pandemic going on. We have a visitor joining us via the phone this morning, not from the Valley, but from Lidditz.
Yeah. Hey guys, hey Uncle Todd, it's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
I just wanted to let you guys know that I've been listening for the last hour, and it has been so beautiful and so wonderful and so helpful to hear you guys laugh and tell all these funny stories. And it was so funny listening to you, Todd, saying all those things about hanging microphones out the window and all these things that I'd forgotten and all these things that are so funny. And Dave, Irene, thank you so much. All these things that you guys have been saying are so true. He read that email to me before he sent it, and he was so happy and so... He said, what are we doing? Who cares? These people don't know them. I know them. I just met them, but I trust them. This is it. We're doing this. And just everything you guys were able to do to help, make this next stage of his life happen was just so wonderful for him. It was a wonderful down here. He was so happy down here. And he would check in on you guys and peek in and make sure things were going. And all those stories about that plaque, you truly shocked and surprised him. And I was thinking, whenever I would go back and look at that plaque, I would always think, man, when is the day that when are you going to get this? And he would just laugh and laugh. But you're sitting there saying he had to have known. He had no idea. He really didn't. You guys. He pulled off that surprise through all those wrinkles, and keep telling yourself he has to know. It just hearing these words are just so helpful, and it's just so unexpected and so sad.
We are so sorry for your loss, and you know him so much better than any of the rest of us, even Todd.
Yeah. As we've been saying all morning long, the thing he loved better than the radio station, and he loved this radio station, was his family. And Kevin, we're thinking of you guys today. I know there's going to be a lot of tears over the next few weeks and months, but a lot of laughter too, because that was your dad, and he was an exceptional person. And we're just thinking of all you guys, and have to get through it, bud.
Yeah, no, I truly appreciate those words. They're so true. He really loved the community. He really loved the station. But you're right. It was always family. And he always let that know to us that family was more important. And I mean, he never missed anything. He coached all my games, but even when there was a marching band or a track meet or wherever, and he never missed it. And Mom and Dad never missed a game, never missed anything. And there'd be something important going on at the station, and he never missed it because family was always first, always more important. And he really drove that into me. And I think, when I started my family and started my career, I was going the opposite of that. And he would always remind me, hey, who cares? It's your family. Get home to your family. And
yep.
I mean, that day that Chase was born, and he was 45 days in the NICU and 10 weeks early, and it was like that was the switch. It was like, so what are we doing? What is more important than this? And I remember calling him at 8 o'clock in the morning on April 30th. Hey, you're going to be a granddad. You better get in the car and get down here. And in 4 hours, he was here.
Yeah.
It was, no matter what. And now that he's down here, it's like, hey, I got a meeting at work, and Chase needs picked up from school. And could you do it? He's like, oh, no, I've got all these plans. Of course I can do it. That's why I did this. That's why I moved down. And he was always family first, always. And we're pulling up right now to my mom's house, and I'm going to go be with her and figure all this stuff out. But everything you guys have said has been so helpful to me. I know she's been listening on and off, and it just is so wonderful. And I'm so happy that you guys are able to take his dream of what that station is and turn it into and keep it going, and know the importance of a scholarship challenge and Christmases for kids and all of those things, and how important they were to him. And just watching you guys do scholarship challenge last year with his help, and all those funny things you were saying about how damn hard it is, and all of that, how nobody realizes all the work that goes into it. And it's just, oh yeah, the radio station does scholarship challenge. Oh yeah, sure. Like, he worked on that thing for months.
Right.
And
right.
So it just, and he adored you, Todd. And it's one of those, you're my uncle, and you're not, just because you know him for his whole life.
Right.
Well, Kevin Todd Carver, man.
That's right. It's Kevin Todd. Well, I know it's really, really tough right now, Kev, but even though your dad isn't here physically, his influence, will go on generation after generation. I look at my family in the same way. I'm blessed to have a wonderful family. And when people pass away, they may not be on this earth anymore, but their influence goes on. Kevin, I can see your dad in you, and then Chase, and then Chase's children. That just is handed down from generation to generation. So your dad lives on.
Yeah, that was the hardest part of this whole thing was telling that 9-year-old last night that his favorite pop-up wasn't going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So, but then we just told him the same thing you just did, and how hard it is, and like he's now at that age where he kind of understands it,
mm-hmm.
and he's going through all of those things where he lost a grandmother, great grandmother, a few years ago, and he wasn't too young to understand it. But this one was, this was his guy. This is so hard. But telling him that they're the good parts is that he's always going to be with us now, and he's always going to be there.
That's right.
And we're always going to be able to think of him. And it was hard for him, obviously, but then we kept telling him, asked him if he wanted to, is there anything he wanted to say? And then he said, you guys, I want to say that one of my favorite memories was last week when I went putt-putt with him at Brethren Village, and I beat him. And I went, well, he's not too happy about that. I guarantee you that. It took me about 30 years to be able to beat that guy in putt-putt.
Right.
You're a 9-year-old and beat him, and I just said that, so, he's slowly getting it with that part, but I was happy to hope, like you said, he's going to live on through us and through Chase, and Chase Charles Carver. I remember calling him that day and said, hey, we're going to have a boy, and we're not supposed to say all this stuff, but we want to name him Chase Charles Carver. We want to have him, have your name with him and have the triple C and all of that. And that he told that story so many times about how that was one of the best days, getting that phone call. I think he was like mowing the lawn or something. Like, he had like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what do you need? What's going on? You want to talk about the Reds? You want to talk about Ohio State? I was like, no, we're going to have a boy.
There's something else,
name
Dad.
for you, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, when you lose someone close to you, you're all of your senses kind of peak, and you start paying attention to every little thing, and you think of someone, and then a strong breeze comes by or a sign shows up, and be on the lookout for those things. As I'm sure that you already are. The 7 months that we've been here, that Choice 102 bus has driven past the radio station three times, and 2 of them were in the last hour. So he is paying attention, and he
sure is.
He is going to be with you and Jeff and Becca and Gail and Chase and Jordan and Michelle for a long, long time to come, until you meet again. And I know that he is with us already, and that he is looking out for all of us. And it sucks that we won't get to see him for a while.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing to know that he is looking out for us and watching over the valley and watching over Lidditz, and just trying to guide us all a bit.
That's right.
No doubt about it. Thank you guys so much. Todd, I love you. Thank you for all those words. I will talk to you guys soon.
I love you too, bud. Say hello to your mother for me, and we're thinking of her, and we'll see her soon.
Yes, please.
I will. We're walking into her right now. I'm going to give her a big hug for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Kevin Carver, Chuck Carver's son. Kevin is the oldest, right?
Yes.
I was on a Zoom conference with Kevin one time. He was the tech support for this year's scholarship challenge. Mm-hmm. I haven't yet had the opportunity to meet him in person, but I hope I get to.
You will see a lot of Charles Carver in Kevin Carver.
Yeah, I could tell from the pictures.